So the view behind me looks so different now. I just can't believe it. Gonna have a lot more light. I'm so excited, but we have a big project to get done. We've got branches everywhere. So yesterday afternoon, my husband and I did some trimming, especially that little tree. And last week, the tree trimmers were here and they took off a giant branch off of the tree on the right, and then there is a complete tree missing. It was an oak. It was dying, and there is the remainder of it after grinding. So this week, my job is to get this bed back together, and we're going to shop for some shade-friendly plants that are also pet-friendly, right, Tonto? And my camellias, those poor things, we have got to get them situated, watered, back in place. I lost a lot of plants with this project, but I think it's going to look better when we're done. So my plan is to drag these into the woods. I've already taken some, but I've got some more to get done this morning. And then we're going to start loading the grinding material from that oak into the barrel and get it moved. Got it all moved. I'm hoping the deer will come along and eat these maple leaves. I just saw a herd of them come through, but not right here. But they will come back. So now we're going to do the hard part of finding my plants that got buried and trampled when the bucket truck came back here to cut down the trees. And I know there's a lot of plants. I see some ferns, and there should be a lot of other things like Heuchera. There's some Astilbe that got dug up. I'm going to collect them all. Here's one. This is a Carax, a pretty one too. I'm going to put this into some water to rehydrate. Oh, and there's an Astilbe. Yep, that's what that is. It looks like something gross, like an owl pellet, but it's not. This is Astilbe. We're going to put these in some water, get to looking for more plants to save, and look at Tonto. We are going to remove some stuff we don't want, like the Vinca minor. This is toxic to dogs. I've been trying to remove it for the last several years. It just takes a while because it is very invasive. It's amazing how deeply some of my plants were buried, but I am finding a few. Right, Tonto? The work has slowed down a little because I'm babysitting Pepper, my neighbor's dog. They're kind of chilling right now, but I think Pepper wants to be close. Right, Pepper? This teeny weeny Carax that I saved. So I want to take that mound of wood chips and try to level the decline here. Like, this is erosion. I have a lot of erosion in my yard, especially on this side, and I'm hoping by filling in this concaved area, and I've done that before, but I did it with mulch. I'm hoping the wood chips will work a little better. That will help a little bit of the erosion, and maybe I can level some of this out more. I'm definitely going to have to come out maybe 4 feet with the bed, and that's fine. A bigger flower bed is never a problem. So the big truck did take out a lot of weeds, but it also took a lot of my forget-me-nots, but I am finding a few here and there. We will replant those. These are all self-seeded. Once you plant it, for me in this zone 7B-ish location, I have it forever, which is wonderful. So decided to start down by the gate and work my way all the way to the back. So I'm going to recycle these Impatiens. They've got about 6-7 weeks left before our first frost. I'm going to throw some fertilizer in the hole after I dig a hole, water them in, and they will be perfectly happy and perk up and look so much better than what they look now. And they'll look pretty from the road. So we're supposed to get, I think it's a downgraded hurricane, but now we've got a tropical storm. So we're going to have about 5-6 days of solid rain starting, I think, tonight. So that is the reason I am trying to rush and get this done today. I do not want to have to lift this material, this dirt and mulch and tree debris, when it's wet and heavy after a week of rain. Impatiens are good for the shade, but they're also non-toxic to dogs. So that is a go-to for me in the summer, but they are frost tender. Look at how good they're being right now. Camellias are very dog safe. They're beautiful. I love them so much. That's an evergreen shrub that can work in a lot of climates. Probably the lowest would be a zone 6. This is a native. For me, it's called Virginia Creeper. It is toxic to dogs, so it's going to go out. Even though it's a native vine, it's not going to work in my backyard. Unfortunately, it is really pretty. Astilbe likes the shade a lot, and it likes a lot of good moisture, so I have a hard time keeping it alive, but it is friendly to dogs. Right, Tonto? Yeah, we love Astilbe. And the forget-me-nots, I forgot, they are also safe for dogs, as well as ferns. And oh, look at that woodpecker. Do you see it? I do have a few ferns on this side of the yard, but I have more on the right side. I want to go in the woods and just dig a bunch up and plant around these trees over here, but that's another day project. Definitely not going to happen this week with the rain. Starting to get pretty windy. Alright, I got those guys fertilized in the ground, watered. Thinking about using this pale butter yellow pansy back in this whole area. This container is just 3 young astilbes that I grew from seed. I need something in the center there, maybe a couple pansies on the sides. Watering as I go. Chocolate mint does really well in low sun, so he gets to stay here. It's also safe for dogs. Probably will relocate some more mint here, but right now I'm going to take all of these volunteer forget-me-nots and we are going to show you. They transplant so well. This host space, all the volunteers I found, I'm just going to stick them over here until I know what to do with them. Just like that. They're so easy. So easy to grow, so easy to transfer. So this has given me pause. I really do think this might be a Camellia baby. I really do think so. This is probably came from this plant. And it really does look like it. So I'm going to leave it, watch it, and see what happens as it grows. Alright, 7 days ago, the seed pot was completely green. Wow, I've got 3 camellia seeds. This is so cool. So I have to store these in the fridge until early spring. I'm going to do that as soon as I go in the house. Ziploc bag in the fridge. Then we will have 3 new camellia plants if all goes well. How cool is that? It is the next day. I am not done, but I made a lot of progress last night, even in the dark. Looks so much better. Still need to move those camellias. And I do have a big chunk. You really can't tell though, still the spread. It's looking good though. A couple days later, it looks like I've expanded this bed a lot. I did a little bit just because this was such a huge pile to work with. It's heavy. But I'm also finding big tree roots that were not completely ground down. So I don't want these part of the grass. So I'm going to have to just make the bed as big as it needs to be to cover up these roots. Like here's another one right here. So I was going to kind of do the bed like that. But now I need to come out at least to here, because I don't want anyone to trip over that root and get hurt. Yeah, so big old root here. That's where I was gonna end the bed, but I think we just come out about 1.5 feet. Still raining. It's been raining 2 days, just bands of rain. So, you know, I get a little bit work done here and there, and then I go in when the heavy rains just kind of pour down. But I am making progress, and I think Tonto likes being out here in the rain. I was making excellent progress until I stepped in Tonto's poop. So now I'm looking a little funny in my flip-flops and socks, but I'm going to keep going because we got heavier rains coming in a wee bit. But this is looking better. I moved these chairs, and so now I'm going to have more growing space in a sunnier location right here. I'm going to fertilize these guys here before I put them back together. Impatiens, perennial geranium, not annual geranium. Perennial Cranesbill geranium is okay for dogs. Of course, we already talked about Impatiens. We talked about Astilbe. And also, I wanted to show you Carax. I may divide this into 3. I do have seeds. I've been meaning to start them, but I have not yet. I love the bright lime color of this. I may divide it into 2 or 3 and then put some over in this area somewhere. If you guys didn't know this, you can put a broken piece of Impatiens in water and it will root, and then you have a new plant. Polka-dotted plant is a frost tender annual, but it does like the shade, low part sun, and it's dog friendly. You can see mine's a little lanky, but I kind of think it looks pretty. So another plant that I highly recommend that's good for shade and pets is Woodland Phlox. And I bought this beautiful one way back late spring, and it is like a gray tone. It's not purple, it's not lavender, it's gray. I'm going to put a picture right here. But I love this one. I love it so much I haven't planted it. That doesn't even make sense, does it? So I'm going to divide it. This divides so easy, and you can take cuttings, and I'll show you some cuttings I've got growing in one of my camellia pots. And then we've already talked about the Cranesbill. Just need to find a place to put this. Almost done. And these are also Woodland Phlox, but this is a lavender purple color. And I have 3 little cuttings that I rooted. I think I'm going to try to root some more because I love Woodland Phlox so much. Alright guys, I am 90% done. I'm not going to put anything in the ground until I know the lighting and if I need to move those camellias around at all or the planters. I think it looks so much better. I got rid of the tree debris from the grinding and used it as mulch. We talked about a lot of dog-friendly, shade-tolerant plants. If I didn't talk about Heuchera, here's a picture of the Heuchera on my walkway. I'm going to divide all of those, and then we're going to plant them somewhere throughout this bed. Really excited. I hope you'll come back for my garden tour in a week or 2 to see maybe the finished product and see what you think. All right, if you have any questions, just post them below. Talk to you soon. Bye.